All right, what's up, boys? Welcome back to the second quarter. In this episode, we're going to go over our Week 16 predictions. I'm Jacob Eichenlob. This is Dalton Carty. And in this one, we're going to look at all the matchups upcoming this week, and we're going to have our score predictions and who we think is going to cover the spread. So do you want to kick off the Thursday night game?
Kick off the Thursday night game with the 49ers at the Tennessee Titans. I'm predicting a 24-17 win for the 49ers. I also think the 49ers are going to cover the -3.5 spread.
We have very similar score predictions there. I got the Niners 21-14, also covering the spread.
It's gonna be tough for the Titans to overcome, especially with a loss to the Steelers. They really gonna have to limit their turnover production. They're very good on the run defense though, so it's gonna force the 49ers to pass it a lot. But I still have the 49ers taking the win.
In my opinion, the only thing I think the Titans have going for them this week is that they are in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones should be back for this game, but again, no run is really gonna affect the Titans in this game.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Saturday games, the Christmas games. Browns versus Packers. I think the Packers are going to massacre the Browns 21-35, and the Packers cover the -7 spread.
I also have the Packers covering the -7, but I got them winning 31-13.
It's going to be tough for them to win in Lambeau, especially if they have all the COVID players out.
Yes, definitely.
Another Christmas game is the Colts versus the Cardinals. I have the Cardinals with a bounce-back win here, 27-17 against the Colts, covering the -1.
I also have the Cardinals winning, covering -1. I got them 24-17.
So, yeah, Cardinals are going to want to have a bounce-back game. I think they're going to bounce back, and I think the Colts are going to kind of slow down here in the final weeks. So moving on to the early window on Sunday. I'm calling for an upset here. I think the Lions are going to win.
So do I.
I got the Lions winning 22-17, but the Falcons are going to cover the +6.
I thought the Falcons were -6.
Oh.
Yeah, I got the Lions also winning 21-20, covering the +6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I messed up there. So yeah, I have the Lions covering the +6 here, and I'm projecting a 22-17 win for the Lions. You know, they just lost the first pick. They're coming off of a huge win. I think they're going to carry that momentum into Atlanta and win this game. So moving on to the next game is the Giants versus the Eagles. I think it's going to be a close game, even with Jake Fromm starting at the quarterback position. I think it's going to be a 27-31 win for the Eagles, but the Giants, it's a +10 spread.
Is this Jake Fromm's first career start?
I believe so.
Yeah, Eagles 24-10.
Really?
Covering the -10.
Really?
Yep.
I have the Giants covering the +10. I think this is going to be a good game for Jake Fromm. I think he's gonna do really good in his first start. So moving on to the next game, Jaguars versus Jets in New York. I have the Jets winning 24-27, covering the -2.5.
I have the Jags winning 17-13, covering the +2.5.
I don't think the Jags are going to throw away that first pick.
I'm going to fucking bet on the Jags every week until they win. Except for week 17. Except for week 17, I'm betting on the Jags every week.
Oh my! So moving on to the next game, Buccaneers versus Panthers. I'm calling for a blowout. Buccaneers 41-14, covering the -11.5.
I have the Bucs winning 28-20, and
really close game.
The Panthers covering.
So moving on, this is my lock of the week is Chargers versus Texans. I'm calling for another blowout, 42-10. Chargers take the win and cover the -8.5.
I got the Chargers covering the -9.5.
Is it -9?
No, we got them on different days. And I got the Chargers winning 31-17, covering the -9.5. That's the thing with spread, so they change based on what's happening.
So, and then moving on to the next game, I'm calling for an upset here. I think the Bills are going to win this game, 24-21, covering the +2.5.
I got the Patriots 20-17, covering the -2.5.
Really, yeah. I think coming off of a bad game for the Patriots, they're just going to kind of continue that. The defense really kind of slowing down here. Still probably the best defense in the NFL, though.
See, I think the opposite. I think coming off that bad game, they're going to want to get into it harder at practice, and they're going to come in and look just to release some anger from last week.
I think the Bills, with that loss to the Patriots in Buffalo, obviously the incredibly windy game, it would be a different game if it's normal temperature, which is what's going to be here. I think the Bills are going to take the win here.
I think I'll wait to see the weather.
Moving on to the next game, Rams versus Vikings. I have the Rams winning 31-27, covering the -2.5.
I got the Rams 31-17, covering the -2.5.
Oh, so you're calling for a big win.
Yeah, 2 possessions. Not huge, but not a small win.
So this one is my game of the week, Ravens versus Bengals. It is a division game for the division lead. I have the Bengals winning 28-31 and covering the -2.5.
This is also my game of the week, but I have the Ravens 28-27
Really?
covering the +2.5. I want Tyler Huntley to play. I think if Tyler Huntley plays, even if Lamar Jackson plays, the Ravens
Lamar
win this
Jackson
game.
is expected to play this week.
The Ravens win this game.
Mm-hmm. So moving on to the later window, Bears versus Seahawks. I have the Seahawks winning this game 21-18 in Seattle, but I have the Bears covering the +6.5 spread.
I also have the Bears covering the +6.5. I got Seattle winning 24-21.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously next game, Broncos versus Raiders. This is my lock of the week as well. 10-28 Raiders covering the -1.5 spread. Drew Lock's going to be starting, which he didn't play bad in this game, but it's Drew Lock. I mean, we all know what he's capable of.
I am going Denver 17-13 and covering
Really?
the spread. Yeah.
Coming with an upset.
That's not an upset. You want to see an upset? Tell me the next game.
Steelers versus Chiefs.
Steelers 31-27.
Oh my goodness. I have the Chiefs winning it 28-13 and covering the -8.
Yeah, I got the Steelers 31-27 covering the +8.
Moving on to the Washington football team versus the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. I'm calling for a huge win for Dallas, 31-7, covering the -10.5.
I am calling for another upset.
Really?
Yes. Football team 21-17 covering the +10.5.
Wow. And then the Monday night game, Dolphins versus Saints. I think the Dolphins are going to continue to ride momentum, make it 8 straight, winning 20-17 over the Saints in New Orleans, covering the +3.
I do have the Dolphins covering the spread, but I got the Saints winning 24-23.
Really?
I got the Saints on that one.
So that's actually going to conclude our Week 16 predictions and who's going to cover the spread and who's not. Tune into our next episode where we're going to talk a little bit about the bowl games. So we'll see you then.